Salute to the family. Salute to the team. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. While you guys are entering the room, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, family, so you could be notified whenever we go live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Salute to the family. Salute to the team. We are in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here, family. We are here. We are in the building. Shout out to the family. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. Shout out to the Tory Experience in the building. Shout out to Buttercup. Shout out to Miss Red Wine in the building. Shout out to Cry in the building. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Kim, the lovely Diamond in the building, the Majest in the building, Nicole Johnson in the building. Salute to the family. Yes, indeed, family. We here. We here. We here, family. It's time to get to work. We are here. While you guys are coming in the room, make sure you guys smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's time to get to work. It's time to get to work. I know they tired of us, family. I know they tired of us. Too much belt to ass over here, ladies and gentlemen. Too much. Thank you guys so much for being here on this evening. I really appreciate you guys. But family, we got to wrap our arms around Christine right now. Around her family, around her husband, because she is getting under attack right now. She's literally getting attacked right now for only asking questions. Only asking questions, family. But they are targeting this woman, which is diabolical because Nolan Wells is the victim, family. Nolan Wells' family are the victims here. All of a sudden, the narrative shift. And they made those white men over there the victims. Everybody butthurt about who she decided to hire as her attorney and represent her family. Everybody butthurt about her attorney, Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton. Not even thinking like, hold on, wait a minute. This woman lost her child. Nolan Wells' birthday is next Wednesday, family, on the 19th. He will be turning 19. But everybody got smoke for her. Everybody sending her threats. Everybody want her to move how they want her to move. They really want her to go away, but she's not going away. She demands answers. She's covered by the ancestors. And not only that, she got our support, ladies and gentlemen. She got our support. That's why every opportunity that she get, she thank us. She say, I thank the content creators. I thank black media. Thank you for doing and keeping Nolan's name alive, because they are trying everything in their power to cover up this case and sweep it under the rug. But it's not happening. The cover up is not going, the way that they thought, because they thought we would be silenced by now, family. They thought that we would be quiet and they would get away with sweeping these cases under the rug like they've been doing in the past when it comes to black victims, black death, like the examiner, Dr. Stacey Turner, that hasn't ruled a black death a homicide. All those black deaths that goes across her desk, she automatically ruled it no foul play or a self-deletion. Christine hasn't made this case about race. She spoke on the racial division down there in Ocean Springs because y'all are some racist pieces of shit down there. And that's a fact. And y'all mad that we are speaking on the racism down there in that city, down there in that state. You have a history of racism. It was born and bred down there in the state of Mississippi. So they trying to silence her. They trying to scare her. They try to get her fired from her job, but that didn't work. They try to interfere with her license with the board. That didn't work, ladies and gentlemen. Because I told you guys, she's covered by the ancestors. And they hope because the reason why so many people is mad, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why so many people is mad, because they already made their minds up that Nolan Wells drowned. And they wonder why we still showing up every single day, asking and demanding questions, ladies and gentlemen. These people have already made up their mind. No foul play. That's the first thing that the governor said. That's the first thing that the sheriff said. They don't expect no foul play. Boom. There's your cover up. White America out here losing their minds, attacking this woman, attacking black content creators, attacking black media, because they created this own scenario in their mind and they mad at it and they believe it. And they want to defend this false narrative they created in their mind by saying that Nolan Wells drowned. No proof, by the way. Think about how sick these individuals is, family. These people are so sick that they created the scenario of what happened to Nolan Wells in their mind, and they believe it, ladies and gentlemen, with no facts to stand on. Those white men over there, they're divided. They're panicking. Their lawyers are all over social media doing interviews, but they only doing interviews with the same people. Nancy Grace, Bussy Tatum, Chris Cuomo with his coward ass. He's trying to interfere with this case, and we are going to call him out in this live stream as well, along with Bart Simpson, attorney that's making up lies. These are very low IQ attorneys, by the way, that's representing these white men. Very low IQ attorneys, very stupid, very dumb. Nolan Wells is no longer the victim, ladies and gentlemen. The victims are those white men. They are raising money on their alleged friend name, calling themselves the targeted Nolan Wells family friends. That has to be the sickest thing that you can possibly do after your so-called friend brother pass away, is to raise money using his name, and you're not going to give any of that money to the family but you're going to give that money to some attorneys to go out here and sue people. Christine has been demanding answers since day one. These people are sending hate mail to this lady. They are sending threats to this lady. And they trying their best to break this lady's spirit. They trying to break her. But she too strong. She too strong. She got the family support. And we will not let this case just die down. And they hoping, family, they are hoping that we get fatigued and we just move on to the next. That's what they was hoping. That's why the district attorney came out and made this statement, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the district attorney sealed this case. Tried to come out with this sentimental video talking about we just, trying to make sure that we do our investigation thoroughly and make sure that we don't compromise what we got going on over here. That's a lie, family. That's a lie. She's lying. The governor came out and already said that he don't expect no foul play. He already showed you what he about. And I showed you guys pictures and videos of him at Klan rallies. Ladies and gentlemen, salute to the family. Salute to the team. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Let's get this work, family. Let's get this work because they are trying their hardest to silence us, sending threats towards black content creators. These Timu lawyers out here lying all over the place. Why y'all don't want to come over here to black media and get interviewed? Why y'all always run into Chris Cuomo, Nancy Grace, Bussy Tatum? Y'all do know that's not the only platforms y'all can go to and have a conversation. Why is that? Why is that? Are y'all racist? Y'all don't like black people? Y'all don't like black media? These are the same ones that said that this has nothing to do with race, but we have yet to see y'all come on any black mainstream media platform. Bart Simpson lawyer out here lying his ass off. Brandon Tatum trying his best to be a public defender for these white men, but it's backfiring. It's backfiring. And nobody is falling for this shit, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody is falling for this. I told you we are the elite class of black people, and I stand on that. I told you, family, since day one, we are something to reckon with. Everything that they tried, they old tricks did not work on us. They tried it. The things that they've been used to getting away with to try to discredit us, family, all that shit failed. Everything failed. Everything backfired. So now they trying to drown us out, tire us out, keep us far away from the case. No, don't leak no information. Don't give no information about the public. That's crazy. You don't want to be transparent with the public. Judge Cole out here getting people locked up for threats and harassment. Not one person go to jail for harassing Christine. And all the white stream, the white mainstream media platforms are not promoting that, are not publishing the threats and the harassment that Christine been receiving. Why y'all ain't been posting that, mainstream media? By the way, welcome to the show. Have a seat. Say hello to the family. We know y'all here every single day watching us, trying to keep up with what we got going on. We here. Oh yeah, we here. What you thought? What you thought? Why y'all ain't out here making countless videos about the harassment that Christine has been receiving? Targeting her job, targeting her career. But those white men can start a Gifts and Go and raise almost $200,000. But these people butthurt about her Gifts and Go. And she the one that lost her child. But salute to the family. Salute to the team. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. So the first thing we're going to cover, family, because we got a lot of things that we have to discuss on this evening, right? I want to go over the interview that Chris Cuomo had with Bart Simpson attorney, right? He sat down with Bart Simpson attorney, spreading a bunch of lies. And we also going to go over the last interview of those racist white men lying and attacking Christine. Attacking her. But don't worry, Christine. We got your back. Shout out to Yolanda coming in with the $2 super chat. Just showing some love. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that, Yolanda. Salute to you. Let's get into it, family. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, family, so you can be notified whenever we go live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
Attorney Crump for being the armor bearers for this family, the Nolan's family. It's a really, really sad occasion that we're here again. I was just saying to my staff on the way in, it's like this brings back so many vivid memories for me and my own family, having lost Jordan to unnecessary gun violence in November 2012.
Thank you for helping not only lead the effort to get to the truth, but keeping this family in your prayers as you have done so many more families, giving them support. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Eric Hertz, Attorney Lisa Park, Attorney Ahmad Smith. We have the honor of representing the family of Nolan Wells. Obviously, you all have come to know his parents.
And this is why they mad, ladies and gentlemen. This is why they mad. Benjamin Crump standing on business, standing 10 toes down behind this family. And he's not breaking. He's not being distracted with the haters out there that's trying to criticize him, calling him an ambulance chaser. Shout out to Benjamin Crump.
Christine and Elmore Wansley. And this is hard. I heard Congresswoman Macbeth, who lost her son Jordan almost 12 years ago, and it's still raw and emotional when you hear her talk about the loss of a child. I mean, he's not coming back, and that is the story. Everything else is just, hyperbole, is distraction.
Distraction.
The story is what happened to Nolan Wells.
That's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's all. We've been asking that question since day one. We haven't been receiving no answers. The district attorney, when the last time we heard from her? When the last time y'all heard from the sheriff, the chief of police, the governor, the mayor? The governor and the mayor made a video attacking Benjamin Crump instead of focusing on and investigating what happened to Nolan Wells. They want to spend their time attacking Benjamin Crump. Get over it. He's on the case. Okay? I understand that y'all butt hurt. I get it. He's here. He's not going anywhere. So let's do some investigation work. Let's do some police work. Let's find out what happened to our brother Nolan Wells, or you forgot about him. Or do you even care? That's the real question. Do you even care about what happened to Nolan Wells? Or did y'all already made y'all mind up that Nolan Wells drowned? That's what I think, family. That's why I believe these people are not even talking to the public or giving us no information or not even seeming like they putting no effort into this case, because everybody went radio silent. Everybody wanted to make their video attacking Benjamin Crump. Talk about ain't no foul play. The governor, we ain't heard from him since. We ain't heard from the district attorney since. And they owe us as citizens, as taxpaying citizens in this country. They owe us information. They owe us transparency. And we demand it. Shout out to Yolanda coming in with the $5 super chat. Justice for Nolan Wells, free Carmelo Anthony. Exactly. Let me say that again. Justice for Nolan Wells, free Carmelo Anthony.
somebody knows something. Somebody saw something.
Exactly.
I'm thankful to Reverend Al Sharpton and Mr. Tyler Perry and Terrell Owens and Byron Allen putting up these rewards. I understand others have now put up rewards, and that's good because that means we all have the same objective. We want the truth about what happened to Nolan Wells.
Exactly.
And it is urgent. It is urgent because each day that goes by, you worry, will we ever get to the truth? And so that's why we want to thank CBC for calling on the federal authorities and anybody else who has resources to help this family get to the truth of what happened to their son.
And it seems like they don't even want to get to the truth. It seems like everybody is just in attack mode, family. Nobody want to get to the truth. Everybody just want to go out and sue people, attack people, call people liars, trying to convince us that they had nothing to do with it. Somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. And we will find out. So it will be in your best bet to come forward now. Because Benjamin Crump is on the case. He's not going anywhere. Y'all can stop crying. Black media is not going anywhere. We're not going to stop supporting Nolan Wells' family and talking about Nolan Wells. Get over it. So the real question is, who is going to be the first one to crack? Who's going to be the first one? I advise y'all to go out there and get that money. It's $125,000 reward money for any information, any arrest, any conviction in this case. You might as well go out there and get that money. It's up for the taking because somebody know out there. Somebody know. And y'all hoping that we don't find out. Shout out to Latara coming in with the $5 super chat. Hey, family, I believe we are looking at the wrong men. I think we should look at Carter and Brooke Carter. Those Brazilian Shih Tzus, he did arm bar on SO. I'm looking at everybody, Latara. Ain't nobody getting off the hook. You absolutely correct. But we're going to keep our eyes on everybody. They all guilty to me. Everybody a suspect to me. Everybody that was on that island is a suspect. I don't want to call them witnesses. What are you a witness to? That's the question, ladies and gentlemen. What are you a witness to? Why you keep calling yourself a witness? What have you seen? These alleged witnesses that's speaking to Bussy Tatum, speaking to these TMU lawyers, talking to TMZ, talking to CBS, talking to NBC. What are you a witness of? You said you seen Nolan. That's not a witness. We know Nolan was on the island. That's not information. The question is, what happened to Nolan? Not that you saw him. What happened to him? I thought we was pretty clear on that. Shout out to Diva coming in with the $10 super chat. They know once they actually say what really happened, a lot of higher ups are screwed. I'm not sure if the FBI going to do anything for this case, but I hope they do the right thing. Me too, Diva. Me too. Because the family has requested that the FBI step in and do an investigation, right? We hope they do the right thing because from the look of it, it don't seem like Ocean Spring want to get off their ass and do any type of investigation work. These people haven't even searched the boat. A month later, they haven't even searched the boat. But shout out to you, Diva, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. They haven't even searched the boat, family. Let's keep going. Thank you for the jewels, Star. Appreciate that.
I know I was talking to Christian Clark, and she said, no, let's make sure that all taxpayers' money that goes to support federal resources apply to our children too.
Exactly.
I mean, let's say that nobody should say, oh, it doesn't matter that much because it's a black child. No, it matters. All of our children matter.
Yep.
And so we are going to continue every day to say his name, Attorney Hertz, Attorney Park, Attorney Smith, trying to work with the local district attorney to give them what they need.
Shout out to Hodges. Hodges said, where is the evidence that they talking about in Raccoon Tatum interview? I can answer that, sister. I can answer that. There's no evidence. They don't have no evidence, Hodges. They are lying. They talking about that they trying to hold on to whatever evidence that they got until they go to court. They don't have no evidence. Brandon Tatum haven't received any evidence. Nothing that Brandon Tatum is saying or those white men is saying in their interview is credible. They can't confirm it. They just trying their best to convince us that they didn't do nothing to Nolan. How can I do this to Nolan when I called Cito? Why would we take a video if we done this to Nolan? That's all they doing. Trying to convince us that they are innocent. But it's making them look even more guilty. Let's get it, family.
To do a thorough, fair, full, impartial investigation. That's what we're asking for. Everything else is just a distraction because Nolan's birthday is next Wednesday, August 19th. It is going to be extremely difficult for his mother, his father, his family.
It's crazy,
because
bro.
this August 19th will be like no other that they've ever had for the last 19 years.
My God.
I mean, it's a milestone when your child gets to be 18 years old. You try to breathe a little easier right now. You say, man, we almost got them there. They at the cusp of being an adult.
Tyler Smith, 18 years old. Nolan Wells, 18 years old. Carmelo Anthony, 18 years old. Daniel Irvin, 18 years old. All of these young men have lost their life, whether it's through, death or the legal system. All of these young men's life has ended or has been taken away for an extended period of time. 18 years old. I don't know about y'all, family, but that shit enrages me when I just sit back and think about these young men that had their whole life ahead of them. 18 years old. And then these people talk to us as we stupid. When we want to find out what happened to our children, our people, they talk to us like we crazy. Like, how dare y'all black people demand evidence or demand an investigation or demand answers about y'all people? Y'all should be used to what we do to y'all people and get away with it. That's what it seemed like, family. And all that's doing is continuing to piss me off. We can't let them slide. We can't. Because the moment that we get exhausted, the moment that we stop talking, the moment that we go into radio silence, the moment they're going to continue to doing what they're doing to our children. They hoping that we go into radio silence. They hope that they can come over here and distract us and try to split us up and not having us focus, having us talk about other dumb shit that don't even matter. That don't even matter. When these young boys are losing their lives, all those four gentlemen that I just named y'all, ladies and gentlemen, 18 years old. But we the bad guys because we want to know what happened. See, they don't care about our people like we care about it. See, they not understanding our pain, our frustration, our anger. They don't care. Because they don't look at us as people. They don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us, but it's our job to give a damn about us, ladies and gentlemen.
Of manhood. And you heard how Elmore was working so hard, him and Nolan, his football career. I mean, he had a good start, but this was really going to be his year. I mean, so much hope, so much promise. And then July 4th came. And 4th of July will never be the same.
Nope.
To Christine and Elmore. And on the 19th, next Wednesday, his family, we're all asking for prayer.
Nolan Wells' birthday is next month on the 19th. Carmelo Anthony's court date, I mean, not next month, next week, Wednesday on the 19th is Nolan Wells' birthday. Carmelo Anthony's court hearing is next Wednesday on the 19th.
For Nolan, I know there's going to be a prayer visual in Ocean Springs. I know Reverend Al is going to work to make sure we're all praying all across the nation. But y'all, let's pray. Can we pray together in unity to say, let's get to the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells? Can we do that, America?
We gonna do it.
At least come together in unity on his birthday. Everybody who claimed to ever be a friend of his, can we come together in unity and pray for the truth?
We know who not gonna come together. We know that other side not gonna come together. We know that for sure. Shout out to Christine coming in with the $100 cash out. Shout out to Christine coming in with the $100 cash out. I mean, not cash out, Snapchat. I'm sorry. We must slide into DEFCON 3. Hey, Christine, sign me up to that. Sign me up. Sign me up to that. Sign me up right now. Let's get it. Shout out to you, Christine, coming in with the $100 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Salute to you.
Try to have love in our hearts for this family, for this broken-hearted mother and father, his sisters and brothers. Can we try to give them grace and give them love and pray for their humanity, for their son who was lost on 4th of July and is never coming back? Is that so much to ask? Let's have a national day of prayer on August 19th, next Wednesday, for Nolan Wells. And at this time, answer your questions.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for having us, for platforming our son's story. As many of you know,
You right, Katie Styles. We don't want them praying at all. You right. You right about that for sure.
his 19th birthday is next Wednesday. And it's, as the days gets closer, it's definitely getting harder. That realization is really sinking in.
Happy birthday to your brother, Becca. Your brother that's turning 27. Happy birthday to him.
That we don't have our son physically here anymore. And I think a lot of people have forgotten. Only thing we want to know is what happened.
That's the only thing we want to know. That's the only thing we want to know. All this extra babble and interviews and, picking sides. Everybody is losing the plot. The only question, the real question, is what happened to Nolan. It seems like everybody forgot about that. While everybody out here grifting. Everybody out here, doing interviews. Trying to convince people that they ain't do nothing. How about we find out what happened to Nolan? Can we spend some time trying to find out what happened to Nolan? Is that too much to ask? Instead of targeting and attacking this woman that's trying to find out what happened to her dead son that's no longer here anymore. She the one that got to get attacked. She the one that got to get harassed. They trying their best to break this woman, break this family, target the attorneys. Because these devils have already made it up in their mind, ladies and gentlemen, what happened to Nolan. They already made up their mind what happened to him. That's why you see the trolls in the chat room. That's why you see white people out here talking about are y'all going to sue the ocean? Y'all going to sue the water? That's what they're saying. Bussy Tatum out here talking about why these people trying to sue the boys and they don't even have a suspect. That's all they care about is protecting those white devils down there and trying to profit. Think about this, family. Those white devils over there are profiting off Nolan Wells' death while not even communicating with the family. Using this lady's son's name to profit almost $200,000 is crazy work. It's a special place in hell for those individuals on this side. It's a special place in hell for that shit. Nolan Wells targeted friends. Shout out to Ashley coming in with the $10 super chat. If it was a YT family, the press conference would be no problem. No problem, Ashley. No arguments, no discussion. They'll be attacking us. They'll be attacking us right now. I promise you, I will bet my life if the roles was reversed and Nolan Wells was a white kid and black kids was out here doing interviews, telling everybody that they don't know nothing. They ain't seen nothing. They got Nolan's keys. They got his phone. They'll be saying, see, these black people are violent. We know they're lying. They did this. They hate white people. They are 40 times more likely to attack white people. They're going to come up with all the statistics. All of them. If the roles will reverse. Shout out to you, Ashley, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you.
That's all we want to know is what happened to our son. Because many parents out there, you still have your children. You still can hug them. You still can call them. You still can celebrate their life with them. Mm-hmm. And we do not have that anymore.
Right.
Our lives have forever changed. This new normal is something I would never wish on anyone, not even my worst enemy. The hurt that we feel daily, the conversations that we have to have, not just with each other, but also with our other children as they are grieving as well. So we ask that everyone, please, next Wednesday, join us in prayer. As for us as a family, but also for everyone out there, but especially for Nolan and the process that we're going through. And again, we thank you so much.
Shout out to Christine coming in with the $100 super chat. They would be hanging. You already know, Christina. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Without question. Without question. Because you guys heard about the case that we went over a couple live streams ago about our sister Taisha down there in Jackson, in Jackson State, Jackson, Mississippi. When they find out about her unaliving, the first thing that they did was no foul play. No foul play. Trey Reed, no foul play. All of a sudden, these people are in a tree and nobody got no answers of what happened to these black people. Dr. Stacy Turner, no foul play. Shout out to you, Christina, coming in with the $100 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Shout out to Miss KK coming in with the $5 super chat. Didn't say nothing, just showing your boy some love. Thank you so much, Miss KK. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to Diva coming in with the $5 super chat. if the roles was reversed, fam, we be locked up same day. I'm talking about the same hour. You ain't lying about that. They would arrest now and ask questions later. We already know, Diva. We already know what it would have been. We already know. Come on now. We'll be every N-word in the book, every criminal in the book, every black on black statistic they'll be spitting out every day. They'll be saying how black people are violent. And they will, you know, their favorite line about Chicago. Oh, we know that they killed that white boy, unalive that white boy, because look at what's going on in Chicago. Shout out to you, Diva, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. So I just wanted to go over that, family. I want to go over the interview that Chris Cuomo, because Chris Cuomo is trying his best to interfere in this case, right? He's an anti-black racist in my book. I don't care what nobody say, right? I just wanted to make sure that we highlight Christine because I like to highlight the family and show love to her and let her know that we support her. We are going to continue to uplift her and keep her spirits high because she's being attacked right now, right? All because she wants justice. She ain't point the finger at nobody. She ain't blame nobody. She ain't say that I'm going to sue this person. This person is responsible for it. All she asked was, I want to know what happened to my son. Somebody knows something. But black people can't ask no questions. Black people shouldn't fight for justice and accountability for their children because we all criminal in their eyes. They sealed the investigation. They making it very clear that they already came up with the conclusion about this case and what happened to Nolan. Everybody was very vocal in the beginning when we was putting belt to ass, and we still is to this day. Mainstream media, yeah, we still here. The governor coming out making videos, not even want to, the mayor coming out making videos, not to even address what's going on with the case with Nolan, but to take shots at Benjamin Crump. Benjamin Crump is dividing our community. How can Benjamin Crump divide Ocean Springs? How? That don't even make sense. Tristan said that y'all are a tight-knit community. These attorneys, the white devil said that they're a tight-knit community. So how can Benjamin Crump come down there and interfere with y'all relationship with those blacks down there? Those good old blacks down there, as y'all like to say. Y'all mad because we are exposing y'all. We are keeping the light on Ocean Springs. We are keeping the magnifying glass on the state of Mississippi. Yeah, we are. We are. Shout out to Miss KK for becoming a channel member. Salute to you, Miss KK, for becoming a channel member. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the team. Your energy is needed over here. Your presence is needed over here. Thank you so much for that. Salute to you. Salute to you, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the building. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, family, so you can be notified whenever we go live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to work. You know how we do. You know how we do.
There is also a suggestion that your client knew the woman being called Katie, who may have been with Nolan Wells, may have been his reason that he didn't want to go home with the buddies who brought him.
Yeah, and so there have been a number of like just purely made up things, and this is one of the more egregious purely made up things. What happened in this instance, Chris, is that somebody literally went and pulled a picture of my client with a young lady that was several years old, and then misidentified the young lady as someone named Katie.
Who is the young lady then? If they misidentified this young lady, who is it? Who was it?
Who, according to other witnesses, Nolan was speaking to that day. Mm-hmm. The problem with this level of speculation, which has gone on to, essentially that my client had a relationship with this person named Katie, and it created jealousy that Nolan was speaking to her, and that is evidence of motive. The problem with that line of reasoning is that the person in the photograph, upon which the entire theory is based, is not in fact someone named Katie. Mm. And let me say this, because some news organizations have covered this point as if it's a he said, she said debate. Journalists are capable of actually figuring out who is in the photograph.
How about you just tell us who's in the photograph while you're laughing, fat boy? How about you tell us? What you laughing about? You tell us. How about you do it? All these attorneys want to talk about people are lying, people are making shit up, but they're not giving us nothing but a bunch of laughing, a bunch of laughs, a bunch of passive aggressive statements, but they're not telling us nothing. They got all this evidence, but they can't tell us nothing. Everybody else is lying, but these fat ass attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that they went to high school with who can tell you who's in the photograph. The young lady's mother can tell you who's in the photograph. The young lady can tell you who's in the photograph. We've chosen not to use her name because
of course
we don't want her to face the same ridiculous level of scrutiny and craziness that's going on the internet.
Oh, the craziness, the ridiculous. No, you talking about accountability, sir? That's what you mean, right? Yeah, you talking about accountability for Bart Simpson and those white devils. That's what's going on social media right now. That's exactly what's going on. Y'all want to hide their identity. I find it fascinating, family, that everybody that's involved with this case, everybody that want to claim themselves as witnesses, everybody talking about how they was friends with Nolan, but everybody want to be unidentified. Everybody want to be in the background. They don't want to be seen because they don't want social media. What would we do with you if you had nothing to do with it? What you think social media would do to you if you come out and tell us you seen Nolan at this time, he was doing this, he was around these people. That's not me in that photo. I'm the person that's in the photo. That's not Katie. What y'all think social media is going to do? See, what y'all don't want to do is identify these alleged witnesses or people that's in these photos, and black media and black content creators and the family go to digging. See, that's what it is. See, nobody want to come forward after hundreds of thousands of people that was on that island. Nobody want to come forward because y'all already know how the social media get down. Y'all know how black media get down. Y'all don't want us to go deep and down in that background and find out who y'all are and look up what y'all been saying on social media. Mm-hmm.
But this is not a he said, she said. Like, this is a verifiable fact that the person in the photograph that's been used to create this crazy theory is not someone named Katie.
Okay.
Right.
That could be true. Why she just won't come forward and say it? Why you just... I don't know why these attorneys keep speaking like their statements is just a matter of a fact and they can't prove it. I don't believe none of you white devils until you put it in 4K. Put it in black and white. Show us. Show us. It's very easy to prove us wrong with evidence.
It's also a fact that Bart had never met this person named Katie, had no relationship with this person named Katie. It's just literally people pulling things out of thin air.
We don't know that, sir. You can't prove that. How you gonna say something like that and you can't prove it just because he told you he don't know her? I can tell you anything, sir. These attorneys are dumb as hell down there in Mississippi. Where do these guys get their law degree from? Family, we need to go to the exact place that they got their law degree from and sign up and become attorneys because they just handed them out.
That's the nature of clickbait. Sometimes it's well-intentioned. Sometimes it's curiosity. Sometimes it's cynicism. Most of the time, it's about clickbait for profit. And that's what
like you've been doing.
That's what gets you the views.
Like you've been doing.
You do not have the same kind of liability that I do at News Nation or I do as a known entity as a lot of these other people. There's not a lot of pockets to tap. There aren't corporations attached. And to that end, what we're seeing with you, Mr. Latino, is kind of the new normal, which is I'm going to hire an attorney if I'm Bart or his parents.
Why?
And I'm going to go after the people who are going after me, put them on notice to cease and desist their disparaging and defamatory comments. And if they
nobody is going after Bart. We just asking questions. We can't ask questions. See, y'all trying y'all best to silence black media. See, y'all want us to be quiet. All we doing is asking questions, Bart. Damn it, Bart. All we doing is asking questions. Ain't nobody defaming him. All we asking is, why would he make a statement online saying that he was not in Ocean Springs, but he was the exact one that towed that boat? Is that a true statement or not? Is that a matter of fact attorney or not? So who's defaming him? Because somebody said that you was in the picture with Katie? That's not defaming. Somebody just lied. Okay, cool. If that's even true, we don't know, because y'all hiding every goddamn witnesses that y'all said that y'all have talked to. We're not going, this is not true, ladies and gentlemen, but we're not going to prove it.
Don't, I will sue them for the same. That has been your approach. Has it changed the disposition? I know one account responded by saying basically, bring it on, as if they were welcoming of that. What is your assessment of the situation and in response to that?
Yeah, I would say that ultimately issues like this aren't going to get decided on Facebook, but in a court. I would say that same individual did actually take down all of the posts related to my client.
And I can confirm.
While simultaneously inviting us to bring it on. I would also, not that it's my job to give counsel to people who may be on the other side of us, but.
Okay, you bragging about them taking down the post. Okay, that's not nothing to brag about. Cool, they don't want to get sued. Take down the post, make new videos, and still holding Bart Simpson accountable. Call him something else. That's all you got to do. Call Bart Simpson something else. This is not a win for you because that content creator deleted videos. No, that's actually a loss for y'all because Bart have to pay for you, sir. He has to pay for your time. He expected to get a lawsuit. So if that person deleted the videos, how the hell you gonna get paid? What is Bart paying for?
Those posts are going to be evidence. The post in which people talk about getting rich off of the fact that they're making defamatory comments end up as evidence. Mm-hmm.
Just like those white devils over there that's getting rich off Nolan Wells' name. Nolan Wells targeted friends. Just like those guys over there on the other side. Fat boy, you talking about them?
And I would suggest that it's evidence that federal judges probably won't look too kindly upon.
Yeah. The impact on Bart, his life, how serious have the threats been? I know that there was a suggestion that his accurate address had been.
I want you guys to pay attention to Chris Cuomo, right? He's an anti-black racist. He's a piece of shit. He's trying to interfere with this case. Chris Cuomo is a known liar, by the way. He's a loser. Ever since CNN fired him, nobody take him serious. Every other video is about Nolan Wells. Grifting. We see you, Chris. Piece of shit.
Put out there. What have been the effects of the notoriety?
Yeah, and so the answer is that his address was put out there.
So
pictures of his home were put out there. Land plats showing where to find the property relative to other property were put out there. That's doxing. That's all in violation of some of these platforms' terms of service. But candidly, some of these platforms are slow to act on those things. Look, we believe the consequence of that and some of the things that have been put out there are the credible death threats that have been received both by my client and his family.
Have you guys realized that everybody have came out publicly and said that they have been receiving death threats, but nobody can prove it? Nobody can prove it. Judge Cole released audio of people leaving her mean voicemails, right? Sound like concerned citizens to me. Didn't nobody say that they was going to do anything to you, man? What was the point of releasing those audio? So Christine can release audios and voicemails of concerned citizens holding her accountable, holding her stepson accountable. Shout out to Christine coming in with the $100 super chat. I'm going to get back to you, fat boy. Let me get to the family. We've heard so many lies from these young adults. They are not boys. That's why I'm calling them white men. They are absolutely adult men. That's why I'm changing up my verbiage, Christina, by saying the boys, the white. I'm trying to change up my verbiage because this is what they do with these white devils out there. These are full grown men. They are not boys. We are not finna look at them like they're children, like they're innocent children, because that's not what they do to black victims, to our young men. They don't call them young adults or children. They say men. So I'm finna change up my verbiage and make sure that I address them correctly. They are grown adults, grown young men. Y'all are not boys. Shout out to you, Christina, coming in with the $100 super chat. I appreciate you. Shout out to AQ coming in with the $2 super chat. These people are so serves cancer to the world. These people is a service of cancer to the world. I agree with you on that, brother.
I don't want to sensationalize those things because, candidly, I don't want to invite other sickos into the fold. But they're real, and law enforcement has treated them as being real.
Why you can't provide us any proof of these real threats? Why none of y'all can't provide? Everybody talking about they receiving death threats, family. Y'all remember in that interview when Bussy Tatum asked those white men, those devilish white men over there, hey, you know, explain to us this backlash and these death threats that y'all been receiving, right? And they said they have been receiving some online, right? Cyberbullying. But I thought y'all deleted y'all social media. Are y'all back online? I doubt it. These people couldn't even explain any type of threats, any type of backlash down there in Ocean Springs. Warren said that the most devastating thing that happened to him was a woman walked up to him and said, hey, is this you in this interview? And he said, yeah, obviously that's me. And she walked off. Ain't nobody hit him. Ain't nobody spit on him. Ain't nobody slap him in the back of the head. All of a sudden, guys, we got to go. Our life in danger. Oh, my God. And by the way, somebody denied Tristan at a convenience store from buying a Gatorade and a Red Bull. Oh, my God, my life is falling apart. Somebody asked me about a video clip that I was in. Dummy, you went on that platform. You think people weren't going to recognize you? So y'all been out there in public, going to restaurants, going to stores, living y'all regular life. Nobody have done nothing to y'all. But y'all want to come on the internet and paint this picture like somebody's after you. Nobody's after you, idiots. But they are the victims now, ladies and gentlemen. They are the victims. Nolan Wells is not the victim anymore. Those white devils are.
Up to and including an arrest by the FBI on Friday.
And look, it is not a secret. The account, well, there are multiple accounts, but one of them is known as Kimbra Lee. And she has said that she stands by everything she says, but the posts and the content on that page has changed the last time I checked it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there have been things removed. There's also been additional qualifications, I think, in the way that it's getting presented. We know who that person is. That is a pseudonym, but we know who that person is.
It is often a pseudonym. It is often that way. Not a lot of people want to own what they put out online.
So let me say this on there are like three levels of analysis here, right? To us, at least. There's who are the defamers that are just making up things wholesale, right? And then there's a more sophisticated layer of people that we think send signals, who maybe try to skirt defamation, but actively send signals that some of these folks who are a little bit off hinge pick up on and run with. And then I think there's a third level. And
my bad, AQ. Yeah, you mean severe. My bad. I read that wrong. AQ, severe cancer. Shout out to you, AQ.
Whether this is moral culpability or legal culpability, we'll find out maybe. But the platforms that allow for the proliferation of very sensational conduct, defamatory statements, but candidly that have a design that not only allow for that, but that
Monica, the arrest that they talking about, Monica, is the arrest that Judge Cole had on 2 or 3 individuals that sent her threats, right? Nobody actually got held accountable or arrested on the actual case of Nolan Wells. Judge Cole got 2 or 3 people arrested.
Push that, and that create both a profit motive for the platforms, but candidly a profit motive for the people who are creating that content.
They always want to count somebody's pocket. Everybody profit. This person profit. Shut up.
Yep. I think, it's all relevant. And of course, the shame is that this, on certain levels, doesn't make sense at this point. But that's because of all the layers that have been put on top of the unknown, in my assessment. Now, I am hearing from sources that I will protect close to the investigation, that the investigators do have more information from their autopsy, not the autopsy, the secondary one that was done by the family and their agents and representatives, which was, of course, going to be less conclusive, less helpful, frankly, than the initial one, because certain things were removed and kept for later investigation, which is very normal. The suggestion that they took things and hid them so the family couldn't find things out, I see no basis for that. And certainly...
Of course you don't. Of course you don't, because you're an anti-black racist, Chris. You're a piece of shit. Of course you don't. Who cares what you think? Who cares about your basis? You an idiot. You a low-life idiot.
Autopsies regularly collect tissue samples and other parts of the body for example.
Okay, if they collect all that, we understand that part. We understand that they got to do all that. But why send the body without that? I'm pretty sure Benjamin Crump and the family would have waited until she got done, so he would have had all his tissue, all his organs, and his throat. We wasn't in a rush. So she could have did whatever she did, took her time, and put his body back together exactly like she got it. Don't nobody want to hear that BS.
Nation. You have also heard that they know things about the first autopsy.
So he know about the first autopsy, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just, before they get into the autopsy, the district attorney, I hope you seeing this. The FBI, the governor, I hope everybody sees this. The district attorney, you came out and promised us transparency. You stated that this case was sealed. And you know, district attorney, that it's against the law to leak information on a sealed case. That's against the law. You can get sued for that. So Chris Cuomo and this attorney is about to talk about what they heard, their sources that know more things about his autopsy. How do they know this? Because people are leaking information from the sheriff's department. Y'all should sue Chris Cuomo and this attorney and the city of Ocean Springs. And they need to find out who's leaking information, because the district attorney came out and said that this case is sealed. How do these people know about the autopsy?
Yeah, so what I've tried to do is not to increase or worsen a speculative environment. There are things that I know that I think the average person doesn't know.
It's things that he know that the average person don't know. Oh, really?
I think there are things that I know that the average person doesn't know that are not points of speculation. One.
So he knows stuff that we don't know. Chris Cuomo, the content creator, this fat law attorney, they know stuff that we don't know.
That they found now, and again, this could cut 3 different ways. They found evidence of water in tissue and cavities consistent with drowning.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Are you seeing this, the district attorney? Are you seeing this? This guy is going on his platform saying that he's seen an autopsy and it was stating that Nolan Wells drowned. I told you, family, this is their narrative since day one. This is their narrative. They want Nolan Wells to be drowned. That's all they want to do. They don't want to investigate this case. They don't give a damn about Nolan Wells. But the district attorney came out and said that this is a sealed case. How come Chris Cuomo got people, or he could be lying and he need to get sued for that? Because he didn't say allegedly. He didn't say, I don't know if this is a fact or not, but somebody close to the case told me that Nolan Wells' autopsy came back that he drowned. Everybody know information but the family. So Christine don't know nothing. Benjamin Crump don't know nothing. They private investigator don't know nothing. No, because everybody kept crying about Benjamin Crump. They have private investigators on their team. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. But this guy do.
However, the body was also floating in the water and could have collected water. You could shoot me.
Exactly. Exactly. So why would you say that? He could get unalive and body thrown in the water and the body can collect water. But that don't fit y'all narrative, huh? He just got to drown. That's it.
Fall in the water. I could have water become the equivalent of ingested. Not that often, but it happens. In the stomach, yeah, a little bit. Depends on the condition of the epiglottis. The lungs, more common because there are more entryways that can get to it.
Look at him.
The second is, okay, so there was water in there and he was drowned, but he had help drowning. And that the third possibility is that there was water there, but it is not conclusive. I am being told it is consistent with drowning.
It's consistent with drowning. It's consistent with drowning. District Attorney, I hope you're hearing this. I hope you're hearing this. Governor, I hope you're hearing this. The mayor with your fat head ass. I hope you hearing this.
That means invest.
Shout out to Mary J coming in with the $5 super chat. There would be water, some water in his lungs from being dragged through the water. And this is what I'm trying to tell them, Mary J. They think it's some shocking, revealing information that, oh, he had water in his lungs or in his stomach. Bro, he was in the water for 2 days. Well, I don't know if he was in the water for 2 days. I don't know. Maybe somebody put his body there on July 6th and they just had him floating. I don't know. Because I know goddamn well he wasn't on that island July 4th. We know that for a fact. Somebody could have drowned him. Somebody could have knocked him out. Somebody could have dragged him in the water, everything. But when they hear the word drown, family, that's all that's registering in their mind. Oh, drown? Oh, water in the lungs? Oh, not understanding that other things could have happened before his body was thrown in the water. Shout out to you, Mary J, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you.
Investigatively is still open to interpretation. You've heard the same.
Yeah, so let me just say this briefly, that it's important to recall that even in the independent autopsy that has been made public, that there were no signs of defensive wounds noted by the pathologist. Mm-hmm. There were no contusions noted by the pathologist. There were no...
Yeah, it wasn't no wounds because y'all had the body already 2 weeks prior, 2.5 weeks prior. We don't know what y'all did to Nolan's body. We don't know what y'all did. These people be thinking they got a gotcha because there was no wounds. There was nothing. You know, when they got the body, okay, we got the body 2.5 weeks later.
Lacerations noted by the pathologist. There was no injury to bone noted by the pathologist. And so I just want to say that
don't mean nothing.
You're offering a hypothetical by saying you could be shot and then put in water. I want to be very clear that even the independent autopsy did not have any indications.
There is no suggestion of gross injury. I thank you for the clarification. I do not mean to suggest otherwise. I'm saying that what I have been told, that there is...
We don't know that fully because they haven't received his throat. Somebody could have choked him out. You see how ignorant and devilish these people is, family? Do you guys understand? This is the community. This is the lineage of evil that you guys are witnessing right here. These two white devils right here. Well, they didn't see any bruises or, any signs of somebody beating him up. We don't have the throat. We don't have the neck. How will we know? How will we know? And a lot can happen to you in the water and no bruises be on your body. They think just because ain't no bruises was on his body that nothing happened to him. Very demonic individuals.
Evidence consistent with drowning doesn't
exactly. Key, that's not what those transporters said. Those transporters allegedly, I'm not stating this as a matter of fact, said that his body looked like it was burnt up. It was beat up. He looked it bad. And again, his mother didn't see him at all. His mother hasn't seen his body.
Mean that he drowned necessarily, or that the drowning was the cause of death, or the water in there was the cause of death. I'm just being open-minded because that is the most practical way to be.
Yeah, of course you're trying to be open-minded because you are a racist piece of shit, Chris Cuomo. We already know who you are. You got a failed YouTube channel over there. Nobody listens to you. You are a loser. We have already identified you. I don't know why you decided to put your 2 cents into this case. We don't need you talking about our brother Nolan Wells. Why you just want to go fuck off somewhere? Because we see what you're doing over there on that platform. That's dusty, by the way. Ain't nobody really listening to you. You grifting right now. And I find it very suspicious that all these attorneys want to go talk to Chris Cuomo. They want to talk to Nancy Grace. They want to talk to Bussy Tatum. But nobody want to come over here and get this smoke from Gentleman Den. All these massive platforms that black people have, why y'all won't go over there to Willie D platform? He got 1 million subscribers. He's part of black media, black content creators. Why y'all bouncing back and forth to Bussy Tatum, Nancy Grace, I'm not going to say that. This coward, Chris Cuomo. Shout out to Latara coming in with the $2 super chat. Water will only enter the lungs if still breathing. See, they don't want to get that deep. They don't want to get that deep, family. They don't want to get that deep. They don't want to talk about that. They want to tap dance around shit. Shout out to you, Latara, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you.
Subject to, I have not seen the report of the first autopsy. The second autopsy, they did find a red spot on the back of the skull, as people should be aware. What is that? It could be several different things. It could be friction. It could be rubbing. Blunt force.
It could be friction. It could be rubbing. Rubbing? What? What you mean by rubbing? So I can rub red coloration on the back of my head? The low IQ community, ladies and gentlemen.
Probably not, according to the notes as reported on that second autopsy. Could have been from sitting on itself and lividity, the pooling of fluid, blood, etc.
Wow.
Subject to decay and decomposition, which gives you a little bit more of a qualified analysis in the second autopsy, that they didn't see as much tissue availability and be able to analyze it because it had decomposed both before the first autopsy and since the first autopsy, and things had been done to the body in the first autopsy, which made it harder for the second one.
You guys know I'm always looking for simple things that can help me stay on top of my game, especially when it comes to hydration. And this
known to enjoy drinking, and that's what was going on at Horn Island. You can feel any way you want about it, but it is, as a matter of fact, what the situation was about. So the toxicology early on shows a significant level of blood alcohol, the BA.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Did you hear that, District Attorney? This guy is giving the public information about the toxicology report and Nolan Wells' blood alcohol level. So what? What that mean? I expect the alcohol to be in his system. Duh. We know that. What that mean, Chris Cuomo? Like, what does this mean when they keep bringing up that Nolan Wells was drinking? He was heavily drinking. Like, what? Let me guess. Let me speak for the low IQ community out there. Nolan Wells was drunk. He was drunk out of his mind, and he decided to go swim. He did decide. Oh yeah, another one was he decided to swim 10 miles back home to shore, and he drowned on the way home. That's it. That's all.
AC level, as they call it in the body. You have also heard that. Am I correct, counsel?
I'm going to wait till the pathologist puts out the report.
You heard what he said. He said, I'm going to wait until the pathologist put out the report. I'm not going to get involved in that lawsuit, talking about what the toxicology is saying. I'm not going to say that. But Chris Cuomo want to be the first person, and this is his second time uploading this video. I already seen this. It's 7 hours ago. This how you know this guy's grifting. He's literally grifting off this case, so nobody was paying attention to him in that dusty ass platform. He posted this about a week ago. This is not new content. And I was looking for this video. The attorney said, I'm not getting involved in this. I'm not getting involved with what you trying to do. You trying to expose what was in that toxicology after the district attorney came out and said that, hey, no foul play. This is a sealed case. Shout out to Perfection coming in with the $2 super chat. Didn't say nothing, just showing your boy some love. Thank you so much for that, Perfection. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Listen to this attorney, family. Listen to this clown.
Was about. So the toxicology early on shows a significant level of blood alcohol.
What's a significant level of blood alcohol? What is it? What's the number? Since you got all these damn sources, what is the number? Give us a number. What is significant? That's just like saying heavily drinking. What is heavily drinking? Is it a whole pint? Is it a fifth? Is it a 24 pack of Bud Light? Is it 3 shots? Is it 1 million shots? What is heavily drinking? What is a significant blood alcohol level? What is it? You know they got numbers, right? So you just lying. And they need to sue your ass for saying something like this. This is why I cover this, family. This is why. Just in case they try to scrub this off the internet, Benjamin Crump, Christine, them can come to my platform. They have my permission to get whatever y'all want. Shout out to Nathaniel coming in with the $2 super chat. What's good, bro? Happy TGIF to you and the family. Salute to you, Nathaniel, for the $2 super chat, bro. Thank you for being here. Salute to you. I appreciate you.
AC level, as they call it in the body. You have also heard that. Am I correct, counsel?
I'm going to wait till the pathologist puts out the report.
Yeah, he said I'm going to wait on that. I ain't listening to me, Chromo. I came here to shuck and jive with you. I came in here, but I ain't finna get caught up in this lawsuit because I don't know what you doing. Talking about these, reports that you have been receiving from your inside source that's close to this case. I'm not getting involved with this because I know how this is going to turn out. And I hope they sue the shit out of Chris Cuomo. He deserve it.
And I'm going to wait till the district attorney puts out the evidence that they have.
Yep, that's the right thing to do, big head. That's the right thing to do, fat boy, is to wait on the district attorney because the district attorney told us, family, that this case is sealed. They would not be releasing any information, but somehow Chris Cuomo know the alcohol level, the blood alcohol level. He know about the autopsy. So the attorney listen to me. Yeah, you on your own with this one, buddy. You are on your own. Shout out to the Tory Experience coming in with the $5 super chat. They love to bring up Nolan, but won't bring up the white men drinking underage. BS. And that's a good question. That's a good question. And I spoke about that the other day, the Tory Experience. They have publicly stated that they was drinking underage. They was operating a boat underage with no license, drinking and operating a boat under the influence. That's at least a misdemeanor. They admitted to it. And not only that, somebody else should be in jail for distributing alcohol to underage drinkers. But I guess the Tory Experience, that's too much to ask. That's too much to ask. We already asking for too much by trying to find out what happened to Nolan, but we're going to ask them to go out there and do their job and lock up people that's providing alcohol to underage drinkers. We're going to lock up these young men for drinking underage, operating a boat. These people had a alcohol beverage in their hand while on the boat, but nobody go to jail. Shout out to you, the Tory Experience, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you.
What I will say,
but safe to say is you cannot contradict me at this point.
What I will say is that I think when all of the evidence is presented, it will be overwhelming.
Overwhelmingly.
And that it will be overwhelmingly clear from witnesses, forensic evidence, pictures, videos, that what my client has said is true.
What he say?
And so, you know, what I don't want to do, Chris, and I understand that in some ways you're trying to present things that could be exonerating. I don't want to be guilty of the same thing that I'm accusing other people.
I totally get it. You are trying to not be what you oppose, and you're respecting the process. I'm fine with that. I'm just saying I'm having it both ways. This is what I've heard. I can advance what information is out there, but I am, unlike many people in this space, very wary of context. Knowing that there is water in cavities in the body, I get what it's suggestive. I get that it's consistent. I've seen this many, many, many times. It does not let me know conclusively what led to the water being in the body. That's what I'm saying. Similarly, the the blood alcohol content. Again, I could be drunk as a skunk and you could drown me. So now I have a very high blood level of alcohol, but I also didn't drown from being drunk. So you got to stay open. Very rarely is one piece of information.
See, the problem is y'all don't want to stay open. Chris Cuomo trying to act like he's trying to be unbiased. He already made his mind up, and he's releasing information about this case that's supposed to be sealed. He's so anxious. Family, this is how desperate this clown is. He already published this video, and he deleted it and re-uploaded. This is how thirsty he is for content. This is how you know what he's doing over there on his platform is grifting. This is not genuine, right? All he's doing is dog whistling to the anti-black racists, the white supremacists. Because he's out here lying, spreading false reports. How come the family don't know about the toxicology, but Chris Cuomo know? He seen the autopsy. Somebody told him. So the district attorney, you're not going to question Cuomo and make him give up his source on who told him about this blood alcohol level that you stated that was supposed to be sealed. And you know that it's illegal to leak any information on a sealed case. You know that, district attorney. And he keep re-uploading this content. Because before, he was talking about Nolan Wells, ladies and gentlemen. This guy was barely at like 20,000 subscribers. Nobody listened to this guy. He's very dumb, very ignorant, very stupid. And I hope Benjamin Crump is taking notes. I hope his investigator is seeing, because they want to go after content creators. They want to go after black media. They want to go after everybody else. But these are the people that's talking about that they got inside and sources that's telling them about Nolan Wells' blood alcohol level. And he's really hinting at that, well, this is the cause of his death. He don't want to just come out and say it. That's why he got to say, well, I can be, drunk and still get drowned. He got to try to act like he's unbiased in this. But it's clear you're an anti-black racist piece of shit, Chris Cuomo. And I wish the best for you. And I really want to say something about you, but I'm not going to say it on this platform because I already know how YouTube is. Very disgusting, very disrespectful, because you want to see a lot of these so-called journalist family, instead of waiting or getting clarification or the truth about something, they want to be the first person to break the news. he was so anxious. He's so thirsty about this autopsy and toxicology that he re-uploaded multiple times. He done this interview a week ago, but he's going to keep grifting off Nolan Wells when he's not connected to nobody. He's not connected to the family, Benjamin Crump, nobody. But he's speaking as a matter of fact, talking about this autopsy and this toxicology that's supposed to be sealed. Very disrespectful. Shout out to you, AQ, coming in with the $5 super chat. If Crump let these people get away with no lawsuits, I am going to be highly upset. I know I am, for a fact, AQ. And I'm going to call his office and cuss him out. This makes no sense. After you cuss him out, I'm going to be right behind you cussing him out too. While the family cussing him out, I'm going to be cussing him out. I'm going to be right behind you. If you let all this is since they want to count our money and keep talking about lawsuits, there you got it, Benjamin Crump. They are handing you a lawsuit on a silver platter by out here lying on Nolan Wells' toxicology report. Giving out information to the public that's supposed to be sealed. Nobody's supposed to know. The district attorney promised us that this case was going to be sealed. No information will be released to the public. But you got Bussy Tatum out here giving out information about what witnesses are saying. This attorney acting like he know about the evidence. How do he know? How do Chris Cuomo know? Everybody know about what happened to Nolan Wells regards to his autopsy and toxicology report, but the family. The district attorney, I hope you, because you want to come out here and make this little sob video that you working day in and day out, but everybody going around spreading these lies. Shout out to you, Lysandra. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Red Wine. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go over what Christine was talking about the moment Nolan Wells, his last days. I want to go over that, ladies and gentlemen. Can we shed the light on Christine right now?
You should do it.
I want to make sure that, that we keep our arms over this family. We keep this family in our prayers, and we continue to highlight this family because this family is under attack. They are trying their best to cover up this case. They are trying their best to silence us. They are trying their best to sweep this under a rug. Think about this. This woman who lost her son, these people are trying to get her fired from her job. Think about that, family. This woman who lost her child, Warren them funky ass still alive. Everybody else is still alive that was on that island on July 4th, except for Nolan Wells, but y'all mad at her? Because who she decide to represent the family? That's why y'all mad? I thought y'all said Benjamin Crump can't read. I thought y'all said he don't never win nothing. So why y'all so mad? All because we calling out the anti-black racism down there in the state of Mississippi. Oh, that's why y'all mad. Oh, y'all mad because black media and black content creators has been putting belt to ass. And we've been vocal this entire time. We ain't ran away yet. We've been very consistent. And we've been drowning out the lies and the false narrative, even with these T-Moo attorneys. But my question, this is an invitation to the attorneys out there, because I know y'all watching, y'all looking for defamation lawsuits. I would love to interview y'all. Come onto the platform. Let's have a chat.
I'll help you with the videos. I got you. And, just anytime I was like, oh, I just really don't want to do this anymore. Nolan was like, no, mama, you haven't posted today. And I'm like,
let's get the likes up, family. Let's get the likes up. Thank you so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. Let's get the likes up, family.
He was making salmon. So he was FaceTiming me as I'm And
I want to get to the part she was talking about Warren.
so he finishes cooking. His parents, we definitely had that influence, but Nolan was just naturally a peacemaker.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we seen that in the altercation. Somebody tried to fight on the video that he stepped in and broke it up. So we know Nolan was a good guy. Shout out to Nolan Wells. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells.
So yeah, after that, it was, we're going to go to the island. Like, we knew that, staying at Jack's house. And Jax was a friend I think we've met in passing before. And that's the thing, I always say there's a difference in meeting someone, knowing of someone, and then knowing someone. Knowing implies that we've sat down.
Shout out to Libra coming in with the $10 cash out. Bro, keep that belt to ass all day. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I am here.
We've had discussions about your hopes, your dreams, knowing you, okay, hey, he stayed the night at my house, which Wyatt, one of his friends, he had stayed at our house a couple of times. And then Jax, again, that was one I just maybe saw in passing a few times. There's only a handful of young men that we actually knew, like, he grew up with. And when I say grew up, I'm saying from like first grade, they've known each other all through high school now that they're graduated.
Bro, they so mad because Christine don't know them. They are so butthurt that Christine, how y'all gonna make this woman know y'all? She don't know y'all. She only know a couple y'all that was over her house. She don't know most of y'all out here talking about I'm his childhood. Tristan talking about I'm his childhood friend. She said, bro, I don't know you. Tone it down, sir. I don't know you.
And that would be like Jalen and Javon, LeBaron. Those are kids that we knew. So it's been hard seeing all this kind of play out.
Yeah.
And, these are people that he considered friends.
Yes. Dad, I want to ask you, because it was Warren Hudson, one of the people that he traveled with, who called to alert you all that Nolan.
And speaking of Javion, I got to stop this interview because I ran across this video of Javion that I found very, very suspicious. Let me see, can I find it, ladies and gentlemen? Let me see, can I find it? I hope I can find it because this was really weird of Javion. I don't know if you guys saw this video. Hopefully I can find it. I had it here pulled up already, but if I can't find it, we're going to get back to the interview. Let me see, can I find it? That interview that he did with his mother when his mother was tapping his shoulder. Why did she do that? Why did she do that? Let me see, can I find it? Hold on 1 second, family. No, I can't find it. That's fine. We're going to get back to the interview. That's fine.
Was missing.
Yes.
So we know at 5:44, the boat returns, Nolan is not there. At 11 p.m., he calls to say Nolan is missing. I wonder if either of you, whoever wants to answer, what happened in those few hours that prompted Warren to be concerned?
I'm not quite sure what would prompt him to be concerned, but all I can say is what I did that day. So me and my sister, we made an order of pancit, which is a Filipino noodle dish for one of our friends. They were having a big family get-together, and we really didn't have anything planned for the 4th. So me and my sister are, cleaning up, and this is about 8. And she's like, hey, Nolan hasn't texted us. And that was the thing. Nolan was really big with communication with us, right? And so I call him, doesn't answer. I end the call. Call back, and this is probably, I think, maybe around 8. Don't quote me on the times, guys. So then I call again later around 8, still no answer. And then I want to say I called one more time, and I think that was at like 10:48. So I'm in the kitchen. My phone rings. Now, this is probably like early 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. Phone rings. When I make it back to the phone, and I'm like, whose number is this? Because, you know, we get weird phone calls sometimes. They didn't leave a message. Number pops back up. I pick up the phone because it says maybe Warren. And I'm like, Warren? So this is 11:07. That's per my cell phone records. So I answered the phone, and he's like, hey, Miss Christine, have you seen or talked to Nolan? I said, no. Why? He should be with you guys. And he said, oh, no, well, you know, when we went to the island, there was a girl named Katie that he met, and he had decided to stay behind. And I said, what? Because we know our child. And Nolan isn't one to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to stay here with this girl that I just met.
Exactly. And that's why they mad. That's why they mad. Because she knows her son. But y'all act like what she's saying like is a lie. She know damn well that her son would not want to stay behind on an island after seeing his friends sail away. His friends are going home and leaving him on an island with a girl that he just met. And you also heard Christine said that Warren mentioned Katie. But in the interview with Bussy Tatum, he said he know her. He know her. And then the attorneys didn't even want to answer the questions on Nancy Grace show of why did Warren state that he did not know Katie, but then he called Katie, he texted Katie. Bussy Tatum said that he seen a text message with the white men with Katie, but they didn't know her. They didn't know her.
So I'm on the phone with him. Now I'm in a panic. I'm running into my room. Elmore was in bed watching a different movie, and I'm like frantic. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, Nolan is missing. I'm trying to pull up the GPS as I'm talking to him. And at some point, he tells me that, I was like, well, you know, his phone says GPS Life 360, not Snapchat.
Right.
Life 360 says that he's on land. And he was like, well, no, I mean, you know, well, we have his phone.
Why would you have his phone?
I'm like,
right.
Wait, what?
Why would you have his phone? Oh, because nobody keeps their phone on the island. Okay, cool. Y'all left. And you still took his phone? Even when y'all was getting told and Bart, you know, fixed y'all boat. Y'all got y'all boat up and running. You could have went back and gave him his phone. You had so many opportunities to get Nolan back his phone, but you took it home.
Like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child.
Exactly.
My flesh and blood that I brought into this world. And you're telling me not to worry.
Yeah, why would you say that? Why would you say, don't worry, we will find him? Did you find him, Warren? Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Absolutely not. So then it was after the phone call ended, of course, asking him for information. What was he wearing? He was like, last seen, Northwest tip, black shorts, sunglasses. That's important. So I end up calling DMR. Spoke with the DMR. She took all
Just
the
for our audience, DMR.
So DMR is because he went missing on the island.
Shout out to Diva coming in with a $20 super chat. The fact that she called her son's cell phone several times and Warren just chose to ignore it. It's diabolical. It's like he was tired of her calling and just decided to call back. There is a special place in hell for those kind of people. They really deserve, that's what they really deserve, Diva, in my opinion. But shout out to you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. And you brought up a good point, Diva. She called his phone several times. And y'all didn't decide to pick up and answer it, seeing that his mom was calling. Y'all just ignored it. And then when 11:06 appeared on the clock. All of a sudden, where's Nolan? Let me call his mother. Oh my God, Nolan is missing. 11 o'clock. It took y'all to 11 o'clock to find out that Nolan was missing. And you telling her to calm down. Don't worry. We'll find him.
And they are basically the marine people, right? They're the ones who's going to launch the boats to go into the water and all that. But before getting off the phone with Warren, he was like, hey, I know some people at Coast Guard. I said, okay. He's like, I'm going to call Coast Guard. You call DMR. Get on the phone with DMR. I give the young lady the information. And she tells me, hey, you know, I got this. Let me call you back. Because she was like, I'm not sure if this is going to be in our jurisdiction, essentially. So then she calls back and she tells me, okay, yeah, you know, we spoke with Coast Guard. And I'm like, okay, but they're like, this isn't our jurisdiction. You have to contact the city of Ocean Springs. I said, okay, hang up the phone, call in Ocean Springs Police Department. They say, hey, you have to physically come down and give a report. I said, okay, so
literally giving her the runaround
because we don't live that far from the police station. On our way there, I was like, well, let me stop by the hospital because there's a hospital that's maybe 5 minutes up the road from our house. Stop by there. I'm like, hey, have you guys seen this kid? Has he been brought in? The lady's like, no, ma'am. You know, we hadn't. I said, okay, thank you. Run out. We go to the police department. Get to the police station.
Smash the like button, family. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's get to 350 likes, family. Let's get the likes up. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's go.
And the officer basically says, again, this is out of our jurisdiction. And at that point, I'm like, my God, who am I supposed to talk to? Who is supposed to help me with this?
That's crazy.
So then he said, it's going to be, you would have to call DMR. I was like, we've already called DMR. DMR said it's not in their jurisdiction. So we end up, I think at some point I had called Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Yeah. So she calls back and she's like, hey, are you there? I said, yes, we're here, but he's telling us the same thing you guys told us, which is no, we can't take it. She gets on the phone with a police officer. Now this is Jackson County Sheriff's Department speaking with the Ocean Springs Police Department. Ocean Springs Police Department is saying, this is why we can't take this information. She says, okay. He gives me the phone back and she's like, okay, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take the information. And that was, we met an officer. It was after midnight. Right. Yeah, it was somewhere after midnight. Met him in the McDonald's parking lot, gave him the information. He was just like, okay, thanks. I was like, like, where is the urgency?
No urgency because they don't care. The same energy that they are giving right now with this investigation is the same energy that they gave her the day that Nolan Wells went missing. They giving her the run around. This is not my jurisdiction. You need to go over there, call these people, call their people, come down here in person, fill it out. Oh, you meet up with the police. They all nonchalant. No urgency when it's a black death. No urgency at all. This woman is telling y'all that her son is missing. And her friends contacted her about her son being missing on that island. But y'all giving her the runaround. Seems like they never wanted to help her from the start, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't want to help her. They didn't want to help her. And you see how frustrated she got this whole time. And this reminds me of this guy right here. I want you guys to look at this screen right here, right? Officer Michael Proctor. You know, we did a live stream on him. You know, he got exposed for being an anti-black racist. And, you know, his text message was released during trial saying a bunch of egregious things about black people, by the way. Saying that after telling Goody about a multi-car incident in Caton, this is his words, family, and I quote, "Actually, take your time. I saw a N-word was involved, so I wouldn't rush if you're working. Let them die." Let me make sure I enlarge this so you guys can read it on your own. As you guys can see, his name is right there, Proctor. Actually, take your time. I saw a N-word was involved, so I wouldn't rush. If you're working, let them die. Yeah. This is why they wasn't, moving with a sense of urgency, Christine, because this is how they think about, black people. When they go to car crashes or they go to a violent situation or even an incident where your child is left on the island, this is what happens. They give each other the call. They heard you, calling around trying to find out what happened to your son. They don't care. They don't care.
And so, as far as we know, there were no boats on the water that night. His high school football coach, Coach Bramlett, texted Elmore that morning. He said, hey, man, I got a boat. Because, again, we don't have boats. Let me make that very clear. We do not have a boat. We're not boating people. We don't do water like that, okay? So Coach Bramlett's like, hey, I got a boat. So we was like, great, let's go. We're on the water. We go out there. We walk the island. Cell phone works perfectly fine. I actually had almost an entire conversation with my grandmother who was in a panic.
Oh, so her phone worked perfectly fine, Brandon Tatum. You was out there trying to make a convincing argument that the phones don't work, right? Warren wanted to talk about, hey, people's phones don't work, even though he made a phone call, by the way, even though Brandon Tatum admitted that, he had service down there. But they want to go out on a limb and say that, hey, Nolan didn't have his phone because there's no service. Christine said that she had a full conversation on her phone.
As we're walking this island looking for anything.
I just want to pause there. The cell phone worked fine because in the reporting, there's been so much reporting that there's poor cell phone reception. And this is some of the disputes that we have about that night. Dad, feel free to jump in here because they're saying he met this young lady, Katie, and that he stayed back. According to the reporting, Katie is saying no. He said he was going to go with his friends. According to the reporting, the friends say, no, he left us his phone because there was no reception.
Right.
Dad, have you found any consistencies? Have you spoken?
Yeah, Christine ain't going for that. She ain't going for that. She went out there and tested that theory. Her phone worked perfectly fine. But the reason why they decided to take his phone all the way back to shore because Nolan didn't have no service there. But when Nolan came to the boat, because y'all was saying, Nolan, get on the boat, get on the boat, Nolan, get on the boat. Nolan said, no, I'm gonna stand back here with Katie. All right, cool. Here go your phone and car keys, bro. Y'all didn't think to do that?
Directly with any of his friends?
Well, the first inconsistency was you called me and tell me my son stayed on the island to talk to a girl. My son would never do that.
My son would never do that. That's why they mad. They know their son better than you cowards do. Bussy Tatum. His son would never do that. Why would he do that anyway? That don't even make sense. The people he came to the island with is going home and I'm going to stay here with some random girl that I just met? Because Warren said that people just, catch rides back to, but he didn't say did he say that he was going to catch a ride with somebody else? No. But y'all left him there anyway. Allegedly.
That's not in his character. I didn't raise none of my kids to do that. The second thing is, you say he doesn't have his phone. He doesn't leave his phone. I will wake up sometimes in the morning and Nolan will have his phone here right in my face. And I'm waking up cussing and fussing like, boy, you don't get the camera on my face. And he just laughing and giggling and stuff like that. So that's twice. To me, that's two lies that he told me.
Two lies.
As a father.
I agree with you, Pops. I agree.
Like I said, we went on the island. And actually, a classmate of mine called me that morning as we were going out to the island with Nolan's coach. He's like 40 miles away. he calls and, hey man, I got the boat. Me and my boys, we're gonna go out there and help you look. I didn't call him. He called me, and we're gonna start on this end. I said, well, we're probably gonna start on the other end. So me, my wife, Coach Bramley, and a high school.
I know somebody mentioned this in the chat, right, about his father, the way his voice cracking. And you can hear the pain in his voice, right? And just to think about his son, the one that he raised, he know his son better than any idiot on the internet that's telling him otherwise. He know that his son would not stay back on an island while his friends are going back home. He know that. And he know that his son would not leave his phone on a boat while staying back on the island around a bunch of people who he don't know. And it just break my heart just listening to him speak, bro. These people are damaged, but they are under attack right now. These people have lost their child, but they are the ones that's getting criticized. They are the ones that they trying to villainize right now. They lost their baby. Their son is not coming back home anymore. Their son is not calling their phone anymore. Their son is not going to be able to graduate from college and start a family and become a productive member of society. And it's sad to hear him speak right now.
That's me to mine. We were the first ones out there looking. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island. She had a whole conversation with her grandmother on the island. Got back on the boat, went back around the island. I guess that would be the north side, facing the Gulf of Mexico. I get another phone call.
Don't worry about it, Ebony. I already blocked that person. Like, if you come in here, usually I've been to cuss you out already, but I'm really not in the mood, right? Because I'm really enjoying listening to this father talk about his son, listening to Christine talk about their child. You out here talking about that this is his stepfather. These people is trying to distract us. So I'm going ahead and block you because you're stupid and you're an idiot. And I would call you a bunch of names right now, but I'm not in the mood right now. It's not about me. And it's not about your stupid ass. But don't worry about it, Ebony. Her ass is up out of here.
So my phone worked fine. So this whole thing about not having phone service, mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know if it's the carrier or what, but ours worked fine.
So they phone worked fine, Warren. Brandon Tatum, their phone was working fine. Everybody's phone was working, even Brandon Tatum. They went to the island and said that he had service. And Warren made a phone call. He stated that he called his mother on the island. But Nolan didn't want to have his phone because of no service, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to AQ coming in with a $2 super chat. Elmore wants to unleash. I can tell, bro. I can tell. Yeah, he want to unleash. It's like he's building everything up inside of him to try to stay calm and just try to, see this through and keep a level head because, man.
I think those around.
Shout out to you, AQ, for the $2 super chat.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, because we finished up around.
Who was it? Jackson County or the?
Yeah, Jackson County Sheriff.
Finally showed up.
Yeah.
A couple of boats, they finally showed up. And by that time, I was like, he's not out here. I was more focused that he was at someone's house.
Mm-hmm. That was the
the reason why they keep bringing up that he's their stepfather, he's not Nolan's stepfather. This is his biological father, by the way. But they got to keep bringing it up, Lysandra, because they don't have no talking points. So they got to find some way to try to discredit this family. They tried it with Christine. They try to, go to the board about her licenses. They try to call her job, sending her hate mail. And this family is still sitting strong in our faces while dealing with a lot right now. Y'all got to think about it. They are dealing with a lot. It's a lot on this family plate right now. This is why we have to be here for them. Everybody's trying to discredit this family. Everybody's trying to discredit Elmore and Christine. He ain't the father. All that discussion. That's that man's son. He's not that man's stepfather. Like, stop it. The lies won't work.
That's where my hopes and feelings were. So we left. The county stayed out there. My friend, he stayed out there because he called. He was like, well, we're going to stay out here a little bit longer. I said, okay, I appreciate it. So we leave. Then I would say maybe a couple hours later, my friend calls me back and he said, well, we're going to give it and go. But he said, look, I can gas the boat back up. And if you want to go back out there, we can go back out there. I said, I don't want to go back out to the island. I have a feeling that he's not there. And I don't want to go back to the island. So he offered, he said, well, if you do, we can go right now. I said, don't worry about it. I appreciate you coming out there. But he said at that time that helicopters were out there, more Coast Guard, more people were out there. So we get back on land, and as far as the keys, what was that night? Or was it?
That was.
And before he get to the keep part, family, I want to address this. They went out there the next day with a boat. They walked around the island everywhere. Nolan's body wasn't there. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. They went out there to search for Nolan that night and the next day. Nolan's body wasn't there. All of a sudden, July 6th, Nolan's body appeared at the exact location that the boats was anchored at. Do you think it was a coincidence that his body was placed at the exact location that the boats was at? After being out there in the water, dealing with the whirlpools, the washing machines that goes on in that ocean, his body would have got sunk to the bottom of that or washed somewhere else. All of a sudden, his body appeared back on the island after they went out there to search for their child. They didn't see Nolan. They was in the water. But somehow Nolan's body appears July 6th at the exact location that the boats was at. Shout out to Ashley coming in with the $10 super chat. I'm tired of people making a big deal about him being a stepdad. He raised Nolan. That's all that matters. Stop deflecting. But the thing is, Ashley, he's not the stepfather. He's the biological father. They making this shit up, Ashley. They are running with this narrative. They the ones that's doing this. They trying their best, Ashley, to discredit this family. This is not this man. He is not the stepfather. Nolan Wells is his biological son. They're lying. Shout out to you, Ashley, with the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, they just lying. They just got to run with anything. Just like they saying, oh, Christine, she lost the custody of her kids. They trying to find something on this family. She don't even got custody of her youngest child. We see this every time something happened to a black person. Let's discredit the family. Let's dig something up on them. Let's check their criminal record. Let's check their background.
That night.
There was a night to call. Okay, let me back up. As far as getting the car back, after we gave our report to Jackson County, the sheriff department that night, we were trying to figure out who to get a report to. We had a friend in the family that located his phone. We wasn't there to get the phone, but apparently there was some kind of friction with getting his phone. We don't know what the friction was.
So the phone and the key.
He said it was some type of friction with getting the phone. But Warren stated in the interview that it was no friction. He just went to the car and he gave up the phone. So are you going to believe the parents that went to retrieve the phone, or you going to listen to a lying devil? You make your choice.
Were at the same location, which was Jack's house.
Okay.
And again, all of these kids share their locations on Snapchat. And so she was like, hey, I can go pick his phone up, not thinking that his car is there, you know, which she stopped everything.
Yeah, Stone said it'd be some black people saying that too. Yeah, it's a bunch of bootlickers. I stated that. It's so many black people that's out here tapped. Same thing that we seen Stone doing the Carmelo Anthony case. A lot of black people that's out here bootlicking and being Sambos in this case. There's a lot of black people that's going against this family too. Yeah, I see them out there. But don't worry, Stone. We're going to address them on this platform. Yeah. I'm going to have my whole Sambo assassin week. I've been collecting a lot of names out there. Yeah, I see it. I see the comments.
She was doing, her and the boys, they went out. Like, we were all out searching for him that night. And yeah, like Elmore was saying, there was an issue, some type of friction. The cops ended up coming and they left. And so then kind of the same thing when we came to pick up the key. Elmore went up there asking for the key, didn't know where the key was, and all of a sudden we know where the key is.
But see, hold on. But see, this is another thing that bothered me too. When we got to the house, you know, it was some of his other friends were there, you know, and they were, you know, beating on the door like, "What Nolan there? What Nolan there?" You know, beating on the door trying to get in the house. So I walk up to the door and I'm calming them down because for one, okay, you're loud. Two, you're in these people's house. So if you tear these people's house up, that's gonna be a whole nother issue. I don't want y'all bothering it. And three, I need you guys to calm down, and I need them to kind of trust me as being an adult so I can get something out of them. So I get them out the house, and then Jax finally comes down the stairs, I guess in the room. Hair all messed up like he just woke up, whatever. I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. His car's outside. I need to get his car and all his personal effects that may be left over here. And he goes, oh man, Nolan was like my brother. I said, well, Nolan was like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go and get everything of his so I can get his car, I can go home. So he walks off. 2 or 3 minutes later, he come back. I don't see the keys. Okay. So I leave out the house, go back outside, stand by the car. During that time, one of the guys that was in the house.
Shout out to AQ coming in with the $2 super chat. On Don Lemon, the barber called him his stepdad too. Yeah, I saw that. I also played that on my channel too, AQ. And he made sure that he said stepdad. And they said they don't even know this Negro. Tristan said the same thing. That's a dog whistle. Shout out to you, AQ, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, they trying everything everything that they can to try to discredit this family. That's the agenda, because this family is not going away. Look at them, ladies and gentlemen. They have been doing a lot, dealing with a lot. To still be out here advocating for their son is commendable, bro. Commendable. Shout out to this family. You got to be some strong individuals to go through what they're going through right now, just by asking about what happened to their son, and they are getting criticized.
One of the other friends, he was on the phone with a girl who was apparently there with them earlier that day, and she was telling him that his keys was on top of the Xbox in his room. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and we're still out by the car. And lo and behold, here comes the keys. So now to me, you lied to me 3 times. I don't believe nothing.
They lied to him 3 times. Pop said he don't believe nothing. Liars. And you think I'm going to believe anything these devils say on these interviews? And y'all lying to his father? And you think I'm going to believe what any of these devils say, even these attorneys? You think I'm going to believe anything that they say?
Tell me on out.
And this is Jax.
This is Jax.
And eventually he does give you the keys.
Yeah, eventually.
Shout out to Sharon coming in with the $10 cash out for Nolan Wells. Thank you so much for that, Sharon. I appreciate you. Shout out to you for that.
But there was friction getting the keys.
So for one, you tell me my son is on left step on the island with a girl. 2, you have his phone. And 3, you don't give me the keys when I ask. I don't know any father who would believe, just if one of my friends did that. I'm gonna be cordial with you, but I'm gonna watch you.
Right.
And
see, the pops even, peeped out the suspicious behavior of these dudes lying about the phone, lying about his location, lying about the keys. Pop said, after seeing that, I'll probably still be cool with you, but I'm gonna look at you different. Yeah, I might gotta I don't look at you the same no more. Look how you acting. Look at all these lies that you have told me about y'all so-called brother. But y'all giving me a hard time by giving me his shit? But let me guess, ladies and gentlemen, they lying.
Ben, I want to ask you, because I'm hearing these two parents who essentially had to become search and rescue or law enforcement, looking for their own child with such a lack of urgency on behalf of law enforcement. Obviously, we're talking to black journalists. We can't ignore the ugly racial history of Mississippi. I looked into the demographics of the Jackson County Sheriff Department.
Shout out to Diva coming in with the $50 super chat. My theory is that they kept that body on land somewhere, and on the 6th placed it back on island. They had to use dental records to, I forgot about that. They had to use dental records to identify him. He was that decomposed in 2 days. Family ain't nobody gonna be that decomposed less y'all force the process. And you know what, Diva? I forgot about that they had to identify him by his dental records. Why? Why y'all had to identify him by his dental records? And that's what I said, Diva. The family went out there that night. His body was not on the shore. They went out there July 5th. Everybody was out there looking for Nolan. He wasn't there. July 6th, boom, Nolan Wells' body appears on shore. Nah, family, we just conspiracy theories. We just making stuff up. But shout out to you, Diva, with the $50 super chat. I appreciate you. Shout out to Nathaniel coming in with the $5 super chat. Lord, please send Nolan's spirit to help reveal what really happened to him. Please, bro. You ain't lying about that. His family needs your help and deserve the truth. We ask in your name. Amen. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And I feel like it's going to happen, Nathaniel. It's like something inside me feel like something is gonna pop off in this case sooner or later. That's why they're going out of their way to try to silence us and send threats with defamation lawsuits. I believe it, bro. I believe it.
I mean, it's quite asymmetrical, but also just the general attitude and the lack of value when it comes to black life. Does this sound like a normal process for when an 18-year-old goes missing to you? What holes have you seen in your looking into this case?
Tiffany, that was the question that Christine and Elmore had when they first called us. They wanted the truth of what.
Shout out to Sharon coming in with the $20 cash app, sending sincere love to the Wells family. Thank you so much, Sharon, for the $20 cash app. And they need the love. They need all of the love. We have to push the love out there to them because they need it. You can hear it in their voice. They're drained, bro. They're broken. But they have to stay strong for Nolan because this case is not solved yet. So we have to be the energy for them. We have to uplift their spirit. We have to be vocal. We have to show up every single day and keep his name alive. Because they are hoping that all of this just magically disappear. But we here, ladies and gentlemen, we here.
Happened to their 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells. And they had concerns whether they were going to get a fair and impartial investigation. And from that day to this one, it has been the same objective, to have truth, transparency, and find out what happened to Nolan.
Right.
They said, we want a thorough investigation, because when they found Nolan, they expressed to me that the sheriff had already said no foul play.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And and you guys seen, I broke down the Trey Reed case, family. The Trey Reed case, I showed y'all what the sheriff say. No foul play. And I slowed it down so you can see the eyes of the sheriff, knowing that what he was doing was not right. And then I showed you our sister Taisha. What did the sheriff and the police department say down there in Jackson, Mississippi? No foul play. The first thing that the sheriff came out and said in the Nolan Wells case, no foul play. I told you guys, this is like a rhythm to them. This is like automatic when it comes to Black Death. They have to automatically say no foul play, because they don't want to do an investigation. They don't want to use no resources to investigate Black Death. It's just another Black person dead to them. But when Black people stand up like we've been doing, family, over here, being vocal, shining the spotlight on them down there in Ocean Springs, we are forcing them to do some work. Now they scrambling. Now they trying to cover up. Now they trying to run a mainstream media smear campaign, a media blitz. But we knocking that shit off our shoulder like, yeah, whatever. Give us y'all best shots. Oh, send attorneys out there to say that if they continue to lie, we're going to sue them. Okay, that's not going to work. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it. No foul play is their favorite line.
Few hours.
And they was like, no, my son, he knows how to swim. Our son is a college athlete. Our son is in great shape. We don't believe that he just drowned and nobody knows nothing.
Exactly, because he didn't drown. Benjamin Crump, he did not drown. He's a great swimmer. He's an athlete, just like Daniel Irvin. A swimmer, captain of the swim team, went out there to swim with his white friends, and all of a sudden, Daniel Irvin drowned, but the other two white devils made it out the water. And not only that, y'all took Daniel Irvin's clothes off and threw him in a tree, got his phone, deleted his communication with you, and then threw his phone in a ditch and ran off, and not try to render aid or call 911 to try to get some type of help for Daniel Irvin. You just gonna leave him there to die? But these are y'all white friends, ladies and gentlemen. These are the people that telling us, let's not make this about race. Bro, I'm so pissed off. I ain't gonna lie. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off, family. I'm mad. I can't take this no more. I can't take this no more, family. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all y'all support. Your support is not going unnoticed, family. Thank you so much for everything that y'all do. I really appreciate you guys. I love y'all so much. I really do. You guys give me my fuel to come on this platform and be a voice for us every single day, to be a soldier for us every single day, because that's what I am. I'm a soldier. I'm ready to go to war for our people. We cannot let Nolan Wells' name just disappear like this. And they are doing it, family, in our faces. Sitting up here making up lies, covering shit up, telling us there's no foul play. Because we seen the record of Stacey Turner that hasn't ruled a black death a homicide. This is normal to them. That's why it was easy for the sheriff to say that. This is why it was easy for them to say that. Just a few hours after finding out that Nolan Wells' body was found on the ocean, it was easy for them to say that. Yeah, no foul play. There's nothing to see here, black people. Don't come down here talking about that racism-ish. Matter of fact, let's send our Sambos out there to attack y'all. Matter of fact, let's seal the case. And not only that, somebody in some powerful position went out there and called Donald Trump's ex-attorney. And he couldn't even tell us who called him. If it was just, a parent or somebody that wasn't that powerful, he would have just told us. But we are going to continue to wrap our arms around Nolan Wells' family, keep them in our prayers, and keep being a voice for the family. If nobody else talk about this family, it will go away. If we get tired of talking about the same thing and covering these cases and not showing up for the family, nobody would care about us. Why you think they just let that no foul play roll off their tongue so easily without even thinking like, hold on, wait a minute. It's an investigation going on. Why would I say something like that? Easy, family. But when we show up like this and we come together as a unit, unified on code, now they got to tuck their tail. They got to sit up straight. Oh my God, they got all these attentions on us, black media, gentlemen den in the family talking about us every day. Now we got to, let's see the case. And let's tell them no foul play. And call Donald Trump lawyer. Yeah, let's get him to sue them. Let's find some way to keep these black people afraid and silent, because this is what we used to do to black people down here in the state of Mississippi. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know that? That's what we do down here. But it's something about this case that just got black people on code and unified. It started with our dear brother Cyrus. May he rest in peace. They gunned that 14-year-old child down in the street, and Rick Child walked away claiming self-defense. And you thought y'all finna get another dollar from me? I go out my way to support black businesses. This wasn't no boycott for me. This was a transfer. This was a replacement. Any products that I use, I go to my people. And when I say I go out my way, family, I go out my way. I go out my way. All the things that I need in my home, all the things that I use, my hygiene products, I go get it from a black-owned business. I love seeing my black people win. I love seeing black businesses thrive. This is not a trend. This is the new norm. The wealth transfer has activated. Black unity is here. Get used to it. Y'all should know when dealing with us, your name calling, your shaming tactics, your lies, your stereotypes is not going to move us. Look at these beautiful black people in my chat. Look at these intelligent black people in my chat. The elite class of black people. You think talking about some black on black crime in Chicago in 1350 is going to stop us from showing up every single day, putting belt to ass to your ass? That might work for your Sambo class, your tether class, the mother effers that's whitewashed. But from the soldiers, that won't work. We are covered by our ancestors. That's why we are so strong and so powerful. And we know how to come together as a collective and move as one. We're strong, we're powerful, we're unstoppable. We're intelligent people, vigilant people, strong people, smart people, lovable people. I'm ready to put I'm ready to put it all on the line for my people. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. I'm not hiding behind some screen. I'm not doing none of that. I'm showing up. I'm showing you my face. I'm showing you exactly who I am to let you know who the fuck do I represent. These people over here in my chat. The people across this country that's voiceless. This is who I do it for. This is why I built this platform. I'm not seeking to be famous. I don't give a damn about that. I try to tone down my radicalness so I won't lose this platform. You guys don't understand. I have to say a prayer. Right? have to tone down my radicalness. Because there's a lot of things that I want to say on this platform, but I got to keep this platform for the family. I can't think selfishness. I can't be selfish. We need this. We need this. And we only getting better. I know you watching. I know you watching. We coming. And we not going anywhere. I'm pissed off. But I'm stoic. I'm controlling it because I'm not going to let you trick me out my spot. I know you hoping that I don't show up for the family, don't show up for the team. You hoping that I crash out? No. This is the elite class of black people over here. We are only getting louder. We are only getting powerful. Our voices is spreading around the mainstream media landscape. They have to address us now directly. They have to talk about what we saying over here. Yeah, you got to steal what we doing over here. I love my people so much. I love my people so much. The thoughts that be running through my head when I be hearing about, our people dealing with stuff like this, I have to keep myself calm, family. I be like, because I'm not on here to play games. This is not a game to me. We're going to continue to grow, family. We're going to continue to shine like diamonds, like the beautiful black people that we are. We're not a statistic. We're not criminals. We the shit. And you know it. That's why you watching. That's why you watching us. Pay attention. We come from the most amazing black people that ever exist. And I'm just so proud of my people. I'm proud of y'all, family. I'm so proud of y'all. Seeing y'all name pop up every single day, seeing y'all comment, seeing the way y'all show up for us. I know my purpose now. We need each other. We are stronger together than we are apart. And they are banking on that we come apart. They want to distract us so bad, family, but it's not working. Our minds are so locked in on one another, lava can burn us. Weakness cannot pierce us. Weakness can't pierce us. Lava cannot burn this unity. Nothing. I know you mad. I know it. I know your soul burning. Stay mad. Because I am going to turn that up a notch until I break the fucking knob off. All the black people that don't want to stand on code with us, get the fuck away from over here. If you scared, get away. If I'm too much for your ears, get away. I'm not changing. You shouldn't say all that. I be seeing y'all comments. You need to don't address this. Don't talk about this. Fuck you. You will get stepped on too. Salute to the family. Salute to the team. I'm here, family. I'm here for y'all. You can count on me. Best believe it. I see the BS that y'all see on social media all day. You can count on Gentleman Den showing up and addressing it, and we putting belt to ass. Absolutely. Ain't no shucking and jiving over here. And I'm only showing y'all a little bitty, because I really be want to turn it left, but we on YouTube. So I got to come correct. This is our platform, and we got to make sure that our voices continue to be heard, continue to be a voice for the voiceless. We here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell, because I need you here, guys. I need y'all. I need y'all. We need you. Every last single one of y'all in the chat. We need you. Nolan need us. Taisha need us. Trey Reed, Daniel Irvin, Tyler Smith, all of our people need us. And if you don't want to be a part of it, go away. I don't care. I'm not a slave to subscriptions. I'm not a slave to YouTube views and clicks. I don't care nothing about that. I'm here on a mission. I'm here to serve my people. You should have got the picture by now. Salute to the family. Salute to the team. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. Rest in peace to Nolan. Free Carmelo Anthony. And to let the family know, Carmelo Anthony has 2 court hearings next week, Wednesday, 9 a.m., August the 19th. Arguments to recuse Judge Cockroach, August 20th, back to back, Thursday, 9 a.m. Arguments for a retrial, ladies and gentlemen. Arguments for a retrial. Yes, Miss Redwine, I heard he got cancer. Good for him. He worked hard for that. Peace out, family. I love y'all. I'm out.